Yes, sound is better, audio is great, we're back in. Yes, 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 yes. Fantastic. Okay. So we've got a great group with really, really like diverse goals. We have people building businesses, we have people enhancing their career, we have people going to school, we have people interested in going to grad school. We've got relationship stuff that's like always happening all around us, whether it's a specific person or whether just a quality of a relationship that you want to call in and you don't have a specific person in mind. And so for me, for many, many years, the focus has been like occasionally my person, but it's been a lot of business and money stuff as well. Like it's been a very significant thing for me because I've been a business owner for so long. And so this is not my first rodeo with like shit going wrong. This is not my first rodeo with tech issues. This is not my first rodeo of trying to go live and having things, issues pop up. This is not in any way, shape, or form my first rodeo with things not going the way that I anticipated. But we are here, we are in the moment. I in no way, shape, or form think that my issues with, I have a quality standard that I really prefer for my business to keep. So I'm not loving it. But I'm going to make sure you guys get your time. Like we're going to teach a really good class. We're going to learn tonight. We're going to talk about detachment. We're going to do a really great Q&A segment. The class is recorded. The show goes on. So with manifesting anything, it's really important that we have this sense of flexibility and this confidence and the ability to separate who we are and our value and our sense of self-worth and our sense of self-efficacy and all the stuff and all of the things about us and separate it from our circumstances, because I have a vision always of building a business that continues to serve. It's always been just one person a day, but it's a lot more than that now. Serve people every day and support y'all in developing your mindsets and healing your self-concept and becoming who you desire to be and create the life you desire to create. And so that is still my vision. And I understand that tech things are going to happen. I'm going to have up and down months in business occasionally. I'm going to have clients or customers. It doesn't happen often, but every now and then someone who is not satisfied with something, I'm going to have requests for refunds. I think that's only ever happened to me twice. And it wasn't because they were not happy with the product. It was because they accidentally hit the buy button. It was not like they didn't like the product and requested a refund kind of a thing. There's going to be months where I am sick. There are going to be months when I've got stuff going on in my life and I can't show up as fully. There are going to be seasons of my life, and I still have this vision of running a beautiful business that helps people and supports people as our paths are aligned for us to be in each other's world. And so the little things that happen, like tech issues, I'm like, relatively hashtag unbothered. Like my adrenaline is not going right now. I'm not phased. I'm not anything. Like we came up with a solution. We pivoted. We worked together to figure out a way that I could deliver this class, that we could be together for this class in a way that serves all of us. Y'all communicated with me that the sound wasn't good in the other, and I'm perfectly happy to work with y'all in the best way that I can so that you get what you need out of our time together tonight. So shit happens, man. Shit happens. And you just gotta not be so, dare
Bothered.
I say it, attached. If I had been, this is literally so perfect. I love that I manifested this. I love that I've manifested this, because if I had been, oh my God, I'm teaching this class tonight and it's happening on YouTube Live, and it worked on YouTube Live last month, so there's no reason why it shouldn't work on YouTube Live tonight. And I go to log in at 6 o'clock and go live, and all of a sudden it's not working. But oh my God, it has to happen on YouTube Live. But it has to happen on YouTube Live. Like, what am I going to do? I can't deliver this class if it's not going to happen on YouTube Live. And if I stayed really, really attached to the how and the when of this class happening and completely like lost my shit over the fact that it wasn't happening how I thought it was going to happen, and it wasn't happening when I thought it was going to happen, and this means something about me, and I've somehow messed this up, and well, I might as well just cancel or reschedule and allowed myself to get emotionally and energetically, like allow the circumstances to control my state, then we probably wouldn't have pivoted as relatively smoothly as we did to be here now, 30 minutes late. Well, 20 minutes, 25 minutes late, but here, right? The how and the when is not our responsibility. My manifestation, if we're going to use this example, was delivering a great class for you guys tonight. And that was very important to me. I've been in the energy of it for the past week, really, even with my neck. Like I wasn't able to go to the gym last week, so I spent extra time like sitting in the energy of what this class was going to look like and what it was going to feel like and all the people that were going to attend and what they were going to get out of it. And I've been really intentionally going into this class with it's been a vibe. It's just been a vibe. And so the manifestation was delivering a kick-ass class that y'all would learn a lot from and really, really, really enjoy and really appreciate. And it's just, it's so cool. But if I had allowed the circumstances to completely control my state, I might have canceled it. It might not have happened tonight. I would have come flustered and upset and not able to deliver a really good class to y'all. But the way that things unfolded ended up giving us an absolutely amazing example for the topic of this class tonight, which is detachment from your manifestation. Detachment from your manifestation. Detachment. Yes, it's called breaking the spell. It is kind of like a part 2 to the art of detachment masterclass, which I taught a few months ago, I think in May or April. But it's going to be taking the conversation a whole lot deeper. And what better way to start this conversation than to give you a real world example of how I had a vision for a masterclass. I had a how and when in mind because I'm me and I run a business and I'm structured like that. But I have to be resilient. I have to be mature. I have to be able to manage my state and maintain my shit and maintain my bigger vision while staying emotionally detached to the how and the when, because shit is just going to have to happen sometimes as things unfold, and it all is going to work out better than you could have ever possibly imagined if you allow it to, if you give space for it to, if you are willing to see it that way. And a few years ago, I wouldn't have been able to teach this class after that. I really wouldn't have. I wouldn't have. It's taken a lot of work and development on my self-concept to get to the point where I see myself as someone who can handle whatever comes my way, whatever how, whatever when, whatever gets thrown my way, whatever comes down the pipeline, I'm able to handle it. And that's come with time and experience in business, sure, and dealing with tech issues, because you can never anticipate what's going to happen with the tech issues, but also just me building my confidence, me maturing as a teacher, me maturing as a leader, me studying leadership, me learning how to keep my cool in the face of shit going wrong when other people are looking at me. These are all skills. These are all mindset shifts I've had to make. These are all fears that I've had to stare down the barrel of. These are all insecurities that I have had and occasionally still do have that I address as best as I can to continue growing and developing my self-concept so that I can continue manifesting bigger and bigger things for myself, the next phases of my relationship, the next phases in business, the next phases in my life, the next phases for my health, for my body, as you know, time passes and aging happens and the wrinkles on my forehead continue to get deeper and all the stuff and the things. Being flexible with the how and the when will serve you no matter what it is that you are manifesting. So we have nugget on my lap. This is seltzer water, cranberry, and lime. For those of you who are curious, this is my favorite mocktail recipe. And now we're going to talk about breaking the spell. So what we're going to do is we're going to dive through the teaching. We're going to dive through the outline. The primary things that I want to talk about is attachment versus detachment. We're going to talk about managing triggers. We're going to talk about shifting your power and your control away from the trigger and away from the circumstances so that you can recall it and stand in your power and feel a little bit more in control of your state, even in the midst of a trigger. We're really going to talk about that a lot tonight. We're going to work on getting that a little bit faster. So it's not like losing days, losing weekends, losing hours, weeks, whatever, to being like in this woe is me victim energy controlled by our circumstances. We want to clean that up and get a little bit faster at catching it, recognizing it, and shifting it and regaining power. It takes practice, but some of the stuff we're going to talk about tonight will really help you. We will talk about self-concept and detachment, because truly, like, mastering detachment is about adopting the self-concept of someone who is detached. in the art of detachment, we talked a lot about detachment as the practice. How can you practice detachment every day? And we kind of looked at it more as I'm getting goosebumps. We looked at it more as a tool that you used. What I want to start moving us into in this class is this idea of detachment as a mindset, detachment as a part of your identity, detachment as this next level version of you, the version of you that gets what the fuck you want. You expect things to work out your way. You expect things to figure themselves out to a certain extent because there's not a chance in hell you're not going to get what you want. It's a mindset, it's a mentality, and it is a practice. So when you're in the beginning stages of manifesting and conscious creation, all this, that, and the other, and you're in the beginning stages of self-concept work, it really, really, really works to see detachment as a practice. This is how I can start practicing detachment every day to start getting in the rhythm of it. Here's how to kind of use it in a real world application. Here's how to use it when I'm dealing with certain triggers and certain scenarios. Here's how I can begin feeling what detachment feels like. It's like dipping your toe in it. But really the next level detachment is adopting it as a lifestyle, adopting it as a mentality, adopting it as a part of who you be. It's being #unbothered, where it's just shit happens. But you get an offender bender, tech issues happen, a bill comes in the mail, you get sick, you get splashed in the face with steaming hot water, and you can't go to the gym for the week when you had very specific fitness goals. Shit happens. #unbothered. It's a mindset. It's a self-concept. It's a way of being. So we want to create the ideal environment for our manifestation to manifest, for our goals to actually manifest. It's about creating this environment, this welcoming environment where we are actually a match for our desires, where we are in the vibe of already having what it is that we want. It's already done. It's already there. It's totally ours. Adopting detachment and really mastering this ability to not give a shit how and when it happens is a part of that. It's a part of cleaning the house. This is a metaphor that I've used before in past classes, where you have your dream dinner guests that you've invited to dinner, and you don't know when they're going to come, and you don't know how they're going to get there, and that's not your fucking problem. Your guest is going to get there by train, by plane, by carrier pigeon, by hot air balloon, and they're going to arrive when they arrive, and how they're going to arrive, that's their shit. That's the universe's shit. That's everything. That's not your problem. It's outside of your house. Your job is cleaning your house and preparing your house for your guests' arrival. Your job is cooking the food, maybe, or ordering the catering, whatever it is, and just taking care of your house and being welcoming and being in the vibe of it being there. You don't want to be sitting in this irritated energy of when are they going to get here? I don't understand how they're going to get there. Why didn't they tell me how they were going to arrive? How are they going to arrive? They better have come by hot air balloon, because that would have been really fucking cool. And I would have loved to see them in a hot air balloon. Or maybe it can come where they parachute out of a plane as they're flying overhead, because that would be really cool. But I just hope they don't hit my bushes out front, because I paid a lot of money for the fucking hedges, and my lawn is maintained a certain way. And if they try to land the plane, they're going to fuck up my lawn. That's not the vibe that we want to be in when we're manifesting. We want to just let our dream dinner guests arrive. How and when they're going to fucking arrive. We're not getting what we want. We're getting what we're aligned to. And a part of that is not micromanaging our shit. Not micromanaging our shit. We don't want to be micromanaging. We don't want to be controlling. We don't want to be obsessing. We don't want to be restricting and putting all of this pressure on our manifestation and trying to assign rules for how and when it arrives. Because when we do that, what happens is we're projecting our own human limitations onto infinite potential. How can we have the audacity to think that we know best when all we have really from what we've got now, we are infinite potential in human form, but we're still living in a human experience. We're still viewing things occasionally from a 3D perspective. We are limited in our perspective occasionally, and in our rules that we sometimes try to assign to things, and in how and when things have to unfold. When I first had the vision for this business, I had no idea that in a few years I was going to have a membership and be sitting here teaching classes once a month and doing Q&A and all this, that, and the other. A few years ago, I really thought it was just going to be one-on-one and live launching classes. And as long as I kept myself limited in my business growth, thinking this is how it has to happen and this is when it has to happen, I put a lot of pressure on my manifestation. I put a lot of pressure on myself. My mental health was in the shitter because I was constantly anxious. I was constantly stressed. I was constantly angry and irritated and upset when a launch didn't go the way I wanted to go, when my numbers weren't what I thought they should have been, when I, had a client choose to not renew a contract, which I'm always happy about, by the way, because if you choose to not renew a contract, that means our job is done. Our path is aligned. You have outgrown me. You are on to bigger and better things. It's letting the baby bird leave the nest. As a coach, as a mentor, that's like that is the goal, is for you to not need me anymore. But when I was really attached and projecting all of these rules on how my business needed to grow and when and how things needed to be, I really restricted and limited myself on the opportunities that were out there that I just was not considering because I wouldn't even let myself do so. I was not able to get into this or something better mentality when it came to my business. And then I did the same thing with my relationship. When I was really, really, really attached to my boyfriend, when I was really attached while we were together, I was really attached when we were together the first and second time, when I was really afraid, when I was really afraid of uncertainty, when I was afraid of trusting him, when I was really afraid of trusting myself, when I was afraid of trusting the universe, all of that fear and all of that insecurity and all of that need to feel secure and safe and okay about my goals, which was, manifesting a healthy, amazing relationship with a great guy, it really limited how that was going to come about. And it led to me being controlling. It led to me nagging. It led to me mothering. It led to me being in my masculine energy. It led to me acting constantly from insecurity and from lack and from fear and from distrust. And it restricted the relationship. It literally suffocated the relationship. And it was a very big part of what led to us me manifesting, not us manifesting, us separating, which was my manifestation. And then when we were separated for that period of time, and I was kind of playing around with manifesting him back, I was very emotionally attached to him for quite some time. For a while, probably about 6 months, it was still like going back and forth. Sometimes he would text me, sometimes I would text him. It wasn't until I understood that truly manifesting what I wanted was about me. It wasn't about my manifestation. And I needed to check my ego, and I needed to set my ego aside and be willing to allow things to manifest how and when they were going to. And I started treating it like I'm leaving all of this behind. I'm leaving all of this in the dust. Like this shit doesn't exist to me anymore. This is about me. This is about my healing. This is about my growth. This is about me preparing my environment for what's to come, what's inevitable, for what I'm aligned to, because what I'm aligned to can't miss me. And that's my only job. And I started focusing on cleaning up my house and ordering the catering because I'm not good at cooking for a lot of people. And I started doing the stuff and the things and really adopting and embodying this idea of detachment when it came to my man. And he came in. Benefits. What are some of the benefits for adopting this mindset? What are some of the benefits? Freedom, a feeling of freedom, peace, quiet, capacity to focus on other things. You will notice that you are less triggered. You will be less angsty. There will be less freeze mode. There will be less doom scrolling, most likely. There will be more laughter. There will be more joy. There will be more feelings of abundance. It comes down to really the biggest thing that I can say about it is this feeling of peace and just kind of knowing that it's all going to be okay. There will be less urge to try. There will be less thinking, believe it or not. You're not going to be as analytical about everything that you see in the 3D because you're more chill, you're more relaxed, you're more like it's all taken care of. This isn't my thing. Your filter for what's your problem to worry about and what's not your problem to worry about will really be refined, and you will it'll be harder to trigger you, it'll be harder to bother you. So SP comes in and says something, or SP texts you, SP doesn't text you, it's not going to be something that influences your state anymore because you're detached. You are the person who is detached. With money manifesting, it might look like being way more open-minded to how money comes to you. It will be more of like a playful energy around money. That's the easiest way that I can describe it, is it feels more playful, it feels more fun. There's not as much fear around paying your bills and taking care of what you need to take care of, because you are confident and you know that money is there to take care of you, and money is a match for you, and money is always going to come to you, and what you're aligned to can't miss you. So there's not as much attachment to signing the client. There's not as much attachment to that specific job or that job promotion. There's not as much anxiety around bills coming in. Again, it's this sense of peace around your experience with money, because you feel very comfortable and you feel very confident. You're not as attached to the how and when, and what is happening with money is not controlling and influencing your state. And that is what it comes down to. Your circumstances not being able to control or dictate your state, because you understand that you are the operant power in your reality, and everything is simply mirroring you, and you have a solid self-concept that is aligned to what it is that you desire. And when you consistently are able to default back to that and shift back into that deep knowing and sense of trust in you and your ability to handle whatever comes your way, the ride becomes a whole lot more fun, a whole lot more fun. Then your house is clean, the catering has been ordered, everything is prepped and ready, and your dream dinner guest still hasn't come in yet. Okay, well, are you gonna sit on the couch and doom scroll on your phone and be super irritated? Are you gonna blow up your guest's phone and go, where the fuck are you? I thought you were going to, zip line in by now. Or are you going to maybe put on some music and have a dance party? Are you maybe going to call a friend or call your mother or call somebody else you haven't talked to in a while and pass the time and feel vibey and feel good and continue enjoying it? Be thankful for a second because your dream dinner guest hasn't arrived, and maybe you're a little bit more introverted and maybe you want to take a fucking nap. Be thankful for the extra time because you hadn't cleaned the baseboards yet. Whatever the fuck. It's fun, it's vibey, it's your present, it's your grounded, it's not micromanaging, it's not needy, it's not overly worried. And it's beautiful. It's beautiful. So the power of detachment is really fucking cool. Whenever I notice with my man now, with money now, with business now, whenever it happened to me yesterday, it happened to me yesterday around business, and I had a moment and I was talking to my man about it. And he was awesome, a little annoying with how simple the solution was that he mirrored back to me. But that's how emotions and attachment can cloud our judgment, that the answer is usually right in front of our face. And we usually know what to do. And our intuition will usually guide us around what text to send or what business move to make, or how to handle that, or how to, allow this solution to come through when it comes to money, whatever. And when our emotions are in the driver's seat and we're very triggered and we're very attached to things, it can cause us to not be able to see the answer or feel the answer that's generally right in front of our face. So yesterday I was feeling some type of way about business. It was because I posted a TikTok on Sunday that is over 400,000 views now. And it was the first time I've ever had a TikTok get that big. I remember my first 1,000. I remember my first 10,000. I remember my first 30,000. Jumping right from like tens of thousands into going on 500,000 now in views and tens of thousands of likes. I had a moment yesterday. I had a moment where I was feeling the pressure. I was feeling the 3D limitations. We'll say that. I was feeling the 3D limitations and fear and a little insecurity and, oh my God, what if things blow up overnight? Can I handle it? Can I do this? Can I this? Can I that? And I was able to talk through it with my man a little bit. But I felt the moment that I locked back into detachment. I separated myself from the trigger, because we're going to talk about triggers now. So I separated myself from the trigger. I stepped back from it. I talked through it. After I talked through it and I kind of got the energy moving a little bit with him, I went and I took a hot shower and I cleaned up my house, because what do I have control over? I don't have control over whether or not a TikTok is going to go viral. I don't have control over who is viewing my public social media profile. It's public for the world to see. I don't have control over what people are going to comment. I don't have control over whether or not people sign up for my free 30-day challenge. I don't have control over whether people email me. I don't have control over whether people like me. I don't have control over any of that. I do have control over whether my house is clean. I do have control over whether my animals and my plants are taken care of. I do have control over how I'm able to show up in my relationship so that I'm not taking my stress and my anxiety about work and projecting it onto the man that I love and making it his problem and making sure he goes down with the sinking ship, which I have done in the past, unfortunately. Self-concepts past. If I was having a bad day, everybody was going to have a bad day. And I was able to redirect my focus and take care of some things that I actually have control over, which helped me get grounded, which gave me perspective. When it comes to managing triggers, it's about remembering what you have control over, and it's about remembering your power, and it's about being able to interrupt the reaction and manage your state so that you don't get derailed and go off spinning down the rabbit hole into wonderland of bullshit. It's about remembering who the fuck you are in the moment and being able to manage your state and get grounded so that you can feel your intuition. You can feel the answer. You can feel the solution. You can feel end state. You can feel who you are. You can feel okay, separate from your circumstances. It is not up to my man to not trigger me. It is not up to my algorithm to never again have me, go viral to not trigger me. It is not up to my circumstances to be what I need them to be so that I don't feel triggered. It is my responsibility to recognize when I feel triggered into greater levels of attachment. It is up to me to understand the fear that is driving that attachment. It is up to me to address the underlying insecurity that is driving that attachment. It is up to me to handle my shit. Breaking the spell, right? Part of this is understanding why you are attached to your manifestation. Why do you need it so damn bad? Why are you relying on SP being what you want them to be for you to feel abundant, for you to feel loved, for you to feel chosen, for you to feel beautiful, for you to feel enough, for you to feel okay? Why are you relying on money to be a certain thing for you to feel safe, for you to feel secure, for you to feel free, for you to feel like you, for you to feel enough? Why are you waiting on your business to hit a certain point before you feel like a badass? You started a motherfucking business. It doesn't matter if you haven't made $1 yet. You are doing something that so many people would never do. Why are you waiting to hit multiple 7 figures in your business for you to feel like a badass? You're a badass. Own it. You're enough. Own it. You get to be abundant. Own it. You're the universe in human form. Own it. You don't need your manifestation to give you what you want so damn bad. So something I really want you guys to be thinking about coming out of this, and I think I gave more detailed homework on this in the Art of Detachment. I'll triple check on it and maybe refine it and add in some of these journaling prompts for tonight, is ask yourself and really, really ask yourself, what do I need my manifestation so damn bad for? And if it's your ego in the driver's seat, well, I need it because he rejected me. She rejected me. They rejected me. Well, I had a business once upon a time and I lost it. And now I feel like I have to have a business again. Otherwise, I'm not good enough. Otherwise, I'm never going to be able to look so-and-so in the eye again. You got to start peeling back the layers of where ego is in the driver's seat of you wanting your manifestation, and whether it's ego that wants your manifestation just because you need to prove that you can manifest, just because you want to prove that you can get this person back, just because they're the one person who's ever rejected you, just because that money would buy a really nice Benz and you really want the Benz because everybody in your social circle has a Benz. Is it an actual desire of your heart, or is it ego getting in the driver's seat? That's a very important question when you're manifesting something. Do I actually want this, or does my head want it? Do I actually want this, or am I trying to prove something to myself? Do I actually want this? This is a really important question that you have to ask yourself, especially if you have been trying to manifest something for a very long time, like we're talking months, years, whatever. I had to finally do this with business. When my business was not growing the way I thought I wanted it to, when it wasn't growing, when I kept like hitting a certain ceiling and I couldn't get past a certain ceiling, I wouldn't let myself get past a certain ceiling. And I had been at it for years. Y'all, I've been coaching over a decade. I've been coaching on and off my entire career. I'm not new to this. So when my business was not getting past a certain point, I wasn't letting it get past a certain point. I had to sit down, and my therapist actually asked me this question, and she's like, why do you even want to do this? Like, do you even want to do this anymore? Because when we try for something, we've been going after a goal for a certain amount of time, we almost get into this rhythm, this autopilot with it, and we forget why we're even pursuing it, why we even had the goal in the first place, because we're so used to wanting it. We're so used to going after it. We can't even imagine a life where we're not pursuing that anymore. That in and of itself can breed attachment. Because, well, we don't know what life would look like not pursuing this goal. We don't know what life would look like outside of this career path. We don't know what life would look like outside of manifesting this person, loving this person, being married to this person, having a future with this person. I don't know what life would look like. So I guess I'm just going to manifest it because I'm afraid of considering alternatives. It doesn't mean you have to change your mind. It doesn't mean you have to not want it anymore. It doesn't mean we give up, but it's a step back from the hamster wheel of continuing to keep doing what it is you've been doing that's not been working for you. It's taking a step back and giving yourself perspective. What is it that you really and truly want? If this was no longer an option for me, what would I do? Who would I be? Who would I date? What job would I do? What business would I start? There was a season of my life where I sat down and I was like, if I wasn't going to be a coach, what would I do? Would I be a teacher? I even applied for a couple of faculty positions at grad schools. Would I be a teacher? Would I be a project manager? Would I get into the construction industry like my dad? Would I sell feet pictures? Always an option. Would I just do like work with brands, be a content creator? I actually had fun for a season. There was a brief chapter of my life where I sat down and was like, okay, we're going to take the hat off. We're going to take the coach hat off. If I wasn't a coach, what would I do? If I wasn't a coach, who would I be? And it really was a great exercise in considering other possibilities and really getting crystal fucking clear that being a coach and building a beautiful business and working with people was something that I deeply desired. It connected me back into not only what I wanted, but why I wanted it. And it was like hitting the refresh button on my manifestation. So, ooh, goosebumps again. Somebody needed to hear that. So if you have been manifesting for quite some time and you've been trying everything and you're still stuck in this pattern of just manifesting them, I'm manifesting them. And this is your entire identity now, is someone who's manifesting this person, manifesting this money, manifesting this job, manifesting this career. And you're just attached to it because at this point you're getting impatient. You're going, where the fuck is it? You're getting frustrated, and it's harder and harder and harder for you to find end state and detach from your manifestation. It's time for you to take a step back and remember why you're manifesting this and really evaluate if this is still a desire that's in alignment for you. Because doing that exercise supported me in not only, Nick says that changed the game for me. It not only helped me fall in love with my manifestation all over again and get excited about it and connect with my goal again, but it also gave me some perspective because I brought more of a playful, intuitive, vibey, what if energy into my manifestation. And so it was easier for me to connect into this or something better mentality. I want the business, I want a coach, but I'm okay with how it's going to end up happening. I'm okay with this. I wonder what's going to end up happening. Isn't it going to be so much fun to see how this all unfolds? And a few years later, I have a membership. And I had considered having a membership as like my primary offer. That was like a home for all of my stuff a few years ago. And the idea exhausted me once upon a time. It exhausted me. because I felt like, oh my God, I would have to do all this stuff, and how would I keep it fresh, and how would I serve my clients, and da 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 da. And it felt like so much pressure, this idea of carrying an ongoing thing. It was heavy to me. It made so much more sense for me to create a product once and just sell it forever, and do live launching and do coaching and do this, that, and the other. And when I was stuck in that, I have to build a coaching business, and because my mentors and other people I've looked up to, they have a coaching business that looks like this, so mine has to look like this, otherwise I'm not successful. It was a breeding ground for attachment. And I wasn't able to see other perspectives, other possibilities, and I wasn't able to free my manifestation to actually mature and come in, because I was so stuck on the how and when. Take a step back, evaluate, what do I actually want in my life? Do I actually want this person, or am I just pissed because they rejected me and I'm afraid of the alternative? Do I actually want this person? Do I want this person? This human being? That was a scary moment for me with my man, but it was like magic. Some of my mastermind crew, when we talk on a Thursday Q&A, this is never popular because it's terrifying. The idea of this or something better when it comes to a person. It's all well and good to go, it's this or something better when it comes to money. Who doesn't love better with money, you know? But when you love a person, it can feel a whole lot more scary to consider a this or something better option. This or something better with the manifestation. This or something better around the person when it's the person that you really, really deeply care about. So how I did that with my person was, everybody does not have to do this. You do not have to do this. Tell my Thursday crew all the time, you don't have to do this. I stopped completely pursuing that man. Stopped. And anytime anyone is like, I got to pursue this person, we're not pursuing our manifestation. We're not pursuing your specific person. That's not what we're doing. You are becoming a magnet for your person. You are stepping into detachment around your person. You are the point. You are the magnet. You are not pursuing your person. You're not pursuing anyone. You're not pursuing your manifestation. I stopped pursuing him. I stopped obsessing. I stopped, full stop, all of it. I stopped engaging with the old story. It stopped existing to me. I went, okay, I love this person. I do love this person. Would love for it to be him. But right now, I know I'm not actually a match for the healthy relationship that I desire, because I've got my shit to work on. So I worked on becoming the version of me that I desired to be. I didn't change for him. I was not putting in work on myself and going to therapy for him. It had nothing to do with him. And I made that decision because when we were together the second time, for those of you who are new to me and don't know the whole backstory, we dated once, I left. We dated a second time. He wanted a break. I left. I know. We're together and better than ever now. So we've been on and off a couple of times. We have a little bit of a different story than a lot of other people out there who are repping the SP manifestation. And it was all me. I'm not going to go into it now. But while we were together the second time, I recognized that my triggers were causing issues. I was mothering a lot. I was nagging a lot. I was anxious a lot. I was crying a lot. I was reacting a lot. And I recognized that. So I chose to go back to therapy. When I was going back to therapy, though, at that point, it was for him. It was for him. It was to be better for him. I wanted to be better for him. I didn't yet make the connection in my head that I wanted to be better for me. No wonder the work that I was doing wasn't as productive, wasn't as effective, and didn't yield the results that I desired for them to yield, because I was approaching them for the wrong reasons. I was extrinsically motivated instead of intrinsically motivated. And when you're intrinsically motivated, you show up a whole lot better. It's just a whole lot better. And it's been proven. Extrinsic motivation does not motivate the same way that intrinsic motivation is. And good leaders are always seeking to intrinsically motivate their people, because that is the driver for success usually. So it didn't yield the results that we wanted. It wasn't until some months had passed after we broke up the second time when I finally was like, oh my God, it's about me. That was when I stopped pursuing. That was when I stopped chasing. And that was when I stopped doing everything for him. And for the first time, as someone who has people pleasing in their history, who's used to making their life revolve around their partner, me having that moment where I was like, oh my God, it's about me and being who I desire to be. Who do I actually want to be in a relationship? What do I actually want to see manifest in a relationship, whether it's with him or with anybody? What is that? I got curious and I started having fun with my journey and my self-concept work. And I allowed myself to make everything in my journey about me. I did what I wanted to do. I didn't do things because I wanted a distraction from thinking about him. I didn't do things because I thought it was going to create a specific result with him. I didn't go places because I thought it was going to be something that he would see on Instagram and he would magically be triggered to reach out to me. There were no games. There was no manipulation. I completely dropped all of that entire paradigm. I left it behind and I allowed myself to be present and start having fun with just being who I desired to be and becoming who I desired to become. And I did the same thing with business, which is when I noticed my business explode. I stopped doing things that I thought needed to happen that good business owners did. I stopped doing the things that I thought people who were responsible with money did. And I started having more fun. I started having more fun. I adopted the mentality of it's this or something better. I observed the things that were keeping me attached to my manifestations, the fears, the insecurities, everything, the breeding ground for attachment. I observed it non-judgmentally with a whole lot of compassion. I allowed myself, as I was exploring the spell that my manifestation had over me, I considered, if it wasn't this business, what would it be? Well, I'm an entrepreneur at heart, so I know I'm going to do something that has freedom, that has flexibility, that aligns with my values, that helps people. Well, I know I'm a lover, and I absolutely want to have an amazing relationship and a partnership with someone that builds something beautiful and creates something beautiful that is just magical and all of that. And I know that, and I want to be that kind of partner. I know I want to be that kind of business owner. I know I want to be that kind of woman, that kind of person, that kind of friend. And by considering all of the other possibilities and all of the other things that I could actually create in my life, it allowed me to find my joy again, find my peace again, find me again. And stepping back and having that perspective is really how you kind of reverse that attachment spell, and you're able to more clearly identify what it is that you want. And when you come back to your goal, you're actually refreshed. Whenever you're burned out with work, what's the recommended treatment? Usually it's a little time and space away. It's self-care, it's resting, it's play, it's fun. If you're burned out with something, you're limited in perspective, you can't see it clearly, there's no play, there's no fun, you don't want to do it. You're showing up. It's more easy for you to get sucked into games and manipulation and strategies and tactics and trying to force things to work. You start just mindlessly going through the motions, and your head becomes disconnected from your heart, and your soul just isn't in it anymore. And if you want to reverse that, if you want to fix that, if you want to heal that, if you want to get around that, you need to step back from doing what you've been doing, and you need to gain some perspective. You need to understand why you're so attached to your manifestation. You need to understand how you're approaching your manifestation work and the self-concept that you are currently in that has you so attached to how, to when, and to what. And you got to gain your perspective. Bring more play into your manifestation. It's okay if you still want them when you step back and do this. It's okay. I stepped back, I started making it about me, and I started dating other people. I was on apps for a little while. I was on Hinge. I met up with a couple of people and had dates. I went to a couple networking events, met some people, and I had way more fun. Like, I enjoyed it. I started embracing the single era that I was in. And I learned how to date. I learned how to speak to men. I got clearer on what I wanted. I got clearer on who I was, who I wanted to be in dating and relationships, what I wanted to bring into my next relationship. And through all of that, I got done with every conversation or every date, and I would come home, and sometimes I cried. I would sit on my couch and I would go, but they weren't him. I still want him though, I think. And I stopped trying to force myself to get over him, and I just allowed myself to want what I want and be okay with that. But I still was having fun dating and exploring because it was an experiment for me about my self-concept and about my journey and about me becoming who I desired to be, because I knew the relationship that I was aligned to couldn't miss me. So it was all just about having fun. Have fun. Be present. Your manifestation is not more powerful than you. Your circumstances are not more powerful than you. Your circumstances don't matter. Identify what it is that has you so attached to your manifestation. Understand that detachment is a mentality, it is a mindset, it is a self-concept that you are choosing to adopt from this point forward. This class is the one that is doing it for you. It is a choice. It is something that you are adopting. It is in your identity now. You are the entire point. You are detachment. I no longer want you to be thinking about detachment, the concept, as something separate from you, as something that you need to practice, as something you need to work at. No, it is just who you are now. And you're going to go, okay, so if I am detachment, and if I am the boss, and if I am the entire point, and if I do get everything that I'm aligned with, and I really don't have anything to worry about because I trust myself completely to handle whatever it is that comes my way, and if I can manifest anything that it is that I want, and I don't need that specific person, and I don't need that specific amount of money, and I don't need that job, and I don't need that specific business, and I don't need anything to work out how and when I think it should. If all of that, if like whatever, we just wipe the slate completely clean and I start considering different possibilities from the perspective of this new self-concept, what would I want? What would I want? Who would I be? How would I approach it? What would I stop doing? Yes, we are detached individuals. Y'all have access, if you are active members, you have access to the Keep Your Cool training. That is step by step on really broken down how to manage a trigger, identifying the trigger, looking at the trigger, stepping back from the trigger. It gives you a full protocol to engage in and do. It walks you through from you've been triggered all the way back to getting grounded and back in your power and recalibrating to the outcome that you desire and shifting back into end state. So I really recommend, if you're struggling and you need a refresher and you haven't watched the Keep Your Cool training in a minute, go back and do that. There are other resources in there as well, coloring pages you can print out. There's a gratitude practice. I'm starting to emphasize a whole lot more the practice of gratitude and cultivating that intentionally every single day, because it is important. We do want to be anchoring into the state of already having our manifestation. And when you are in the relationship, when you have the money, when you have the business, you feel very, very, very grateful. You are in this like peaceful, vibey gratitude energy. So if you're not doing anything right now and you're looking for something to do every day, not just mindlessly going through like writing 5 things you're grateful for, but actually connecting into and genuinely practicing more gratitude in your life. That will help. That will help. But some other things, stepping back and reframing is in the Keep Your Cool training, grounding techniques in the Keep Your Cool training, affirmations for power and trust. Something that will help you as you are coming out of this class and taking care of the homework, and this is going to be in the homework for you. Something that's going to be really, really, really important as you develop your, thank you for saying hello, Nugget. Something that's going to be important and helpful for you as you are intentionally cultivating this self-concept of someone who is detached is to be affirming and emphasizing and really playing with the qualities and the mindset of someone who is confident, secure, trusting in themselves, trusting in the things that they can't see, delegating. We love the word delegating the stuff that's not their responsibility off to God, the quantum, the universe, to other people, to SP, to whatever. I am statements that emphasize trust and confidence are going to be your best friend in this. So whenever you start to feel the emotions come up, I used this yesterday. Whenever you start to feel the emotions come up and the attachment kind of gets triggered to your manifestation and the how and when, if you want something quick just in the moment because you don't have time to take a nap or get some food or whatever, energetically take a step back from the situation and run through a couple of affirmations that are I am centered, that are you centered, not SP centered, not money focused, not addressing your manifestation. A lot of people, when they feel anxiety around SP, they'll go, SP loves me, SP loves me, SP's obsessed with me, SP this, SP that. And that in an anxious, triggered state is still sending out energy SP's way. Same thing with money. Money always works for me. Money this, money that. It's still energetically gripping very tightly onto money. So in the vibe of you are the entire point, we are detached individuals, the world revolves around you, I give you full permission to think that way because your world kind of does. Start using more I am statements related to confidence, self-trust, high sense of self-worth, high sense of self-efficacy, high sense of feeling abundant, high sense of feeling like the badass that you are. Like, detaching from your manifestation comes from you adopting more of that mentality. This, I've got this, it can't miss me. I can handle anything that comes my way. Now, as you're doing some of this work, lean on your therapist, especially if you have trauma in your background. Lean on your therapist, lean on me, right in the group, right in the community as you navigate some of this, because you may notice some growing pains around some of this. I know I did, because it can be very, very, very uncomfortable to move and shift this area of your self-concept away from people pleasing and apologizing and sacrificing and making everything about someone else, and kind of moving into more of what we may feel is a selfish energy. But it's not selfish for you to make your self-concept work be about you instead of making it be to try to create a specific result because you really want that person or that thing. It's not selfish, and it's not bad of you to use more I am statement affirmations. It's not selfish for you to make your work be about you. It's not selfish for you to want more from your life and to start setting up boundaries and saying no to things that aren't for you. It is not selfish or bad for you to use dating other people as, as a self-concept experiment, as an opportunity for you to expose yourself to new people, have new conversations, expand your horizons, network, play with communication, learn healthy boundaries, learn more about what you do and do not want. We want energetic availability. SP does not exist to check your boxes and fill space because you have cut yourself off from everything in your life and only been available for SP. SP owes you nothing. We don't get what we want, and we don't get what we sacrifice for. We become a magnet for what it is that we want by embodying this identity and this mentality of detachment, and what's for me can't miss me. And we start stepping into our power a little bit more and channeling more of that energy. And what comes along with that is confident expectation and just knowing things are working out for you. I knew that relationship wasn't going to miss me. Every single time I went on a date, my SP manifestors. Every single time I went on a date, every single time I texted with someone, every single time I was out and I flirted with someone and I came back, I learned from it. I maintained my boundaries and my standards. I elevated a little bit more. I was a little bit clearer on what I wanted from him. So the next time he crossed my mind, because I didn't do anything every day to manifest this man, y'all. Once I did the work that I teach you in Metamorphosis, it was managing my state the rest of the time. So if he crossed my mind, right, I got a little bit more clear about what I wanted, the version of him that I wanted, the version of the relationship that I wanted, and I trusted it. I expected it. I really got to the point where I was like, what is he going to do? Not call? There's not a chance in hell he's not going to call me. Of course he's going to call me. Of course he's going to text me. Of course he is. Of course he is. Of course the business is going to grow. Of course the money is going to come. Of course everything is going to work out my way because I'm the queen of my universe. Adopt that self-concept. It might sound obnoxious to you the first couple of times that you do it, but really when you start seeing yourself this way and you actually start shifting your self-concept, and and climbing the mountain and putting your fucking flag on your hill instead of waiting for somebody to give you permission to go up and hand you the hill. Take the fucking hill. It's your life. It is your life. It is your manifestation. It is your vibe. The entire point is you. Don't be afraid to claim it. And don't be afraid to allow yourself to tip off the hill and dive into detachment. It's super fun. It's super vibey. I have my moments. I have my moments. I'm a human living a human experience. I cry. Crying is very cathartic. I'm a big crier. Just ask my man. I'm a big crier. I'm feeling all the things all the time. I get upset sometimes. I have my moments of attachment. I have my moments of insecurity. I have my moments. And instead of judging myself for them and going, oh my God, this means I'm not detached, and making it bigger than what it is, I just observe it and I hold space for it and I take care of my human experience. And I anchor back into, when I'm feeling better, the fact that I, am a detached individual and that I'm okay and that everything is fine. And I bring myself back to baseline. When you have a solid baseline that you can keep returning to, the moments of attachment, the moments of being upset, the moments of missing them, the moments of fear around money, the moments of insecurity, the moments of doubt, they're not going to control you and derail you anymore, because they're a moment instead of being your resting state. So we want to start creating a new baseline, a new resting state. And that new resting state really comes from adopting the new self-concept, which you're doing after this class. How do you do all those things you enjoy at home, dating, etc., but still not realize you're passing time as you wait? Because being present is the feeling that we're looking for. Build self-awareness around this, learn how to catch yourself and recognize how you're feeling, and when you're in waiting mode, and when you are getting sucked into future anxiety, when you're worrying about the past, when you're starting to ruminate on things. Learn how to recognize it, learn how to catch it. I have a long list of activities that I really enjoy to do that bring me to the present moment. If I find myself doom scrolling because I've somehow gotten sucked into attachment and it's caused me to go into a freeze state, which sometimes happen, as soon as I catch it, I will shut my phone off. I will put my phone down and I will go, Sarah, we need to move. We need to move. We need to get back into being present. Because you have either gotten afraid of the future and you're having anxiety about stuff that you don't have control about. You are attached about something with business. Something's going on with your man that has you a little bit right now. Something is going on with your health and you're feeling some type of way right now. Whatever it is, you are not present. You are not grounded. You are mindless right now. And so I shut it off and I put it away. And I engage in things more consciously and more intentionally. And the intention is always to be present, to be grounded. How do I stop feeling guilty when saying, screw it, I'm doing what feels good and what I want, which includes dating, but still wanting SP?
Okay, so I know.
Yes, do you want to clarify for me? I forgot we were on Zoom. We can do this.
Yeah, we can. Okay, so I know it's hard, but it's like, hey, I'm going on these dates and I'm feeling good. It's like I can see two different realities. Like I can still feel in my heart that I want SP. I visualize it. I know it's meant for me. I want it. But then there's like this glimpse, and I hate calling it this, but it's almost like SP 2.0. It's like it's almost all the attribution versions of SP without being SP. It's a weird situation that's kind of fallen into my lap. And it's like I feel good, but I still want SP. So do I just let myself go for it? Like, do I just watch? I don't know. It's confusing.
So when I was dating, I ended up matching with somebody on Hinge whose first name was my man's middle name. And I remember being like, you've got to be fucking kidding me. Like, of course. And then we went on a couple of dates, and it was like stuff and things that he shared and expressed ended up being very similar. Like he was embodying and saying a lot of the things that I had been clear that I wanted from my man, right? And so there were moments where I was like, not sure, feeling some type of way, don't know if I really want this guy, don't know if I really want to continue to allow him to pursue me, not really sure about this. And so what I did was I allowed myself to be present, and I reminded myself that I have the ability to change my mind at any point. I do trust myself to make the right decision. This is why this class is important, anchoring into self-trust. Trust yourself. You know what to do. Trust your gut. Look at what you're actually afraid of. Is the fear that going out with this guy means something, means you don't want SP anymore? Is it the fear that going out with this person and exploring the possibilities here, because for whatever reason it feels aligned right now, for whatever reason it feels like maybe there's a lesson here, an opportunity here, there's something here that you're going to get out of this. This is a manifestation for a reason, and you're kind of feeling led to allow it to play out how it's going to play out. Are you afraid that it means you're giving up? Are you afraid it's going to slow down your SP manifestation? Like, what's the
I think it's the fear that I'm giving up. I'm trying to find something as like a booby prize, but it's not, because I'm honestly happy. Like, I have a smile from ear to ear. Like, I truly feel the way that I felt whenever I first met SP right
Mhm.
in this moment.
Mhm.
So it's almost scary, and I think I'm self-sabotaging myself, but I don't want to self-sabotage myself because it is nice to be happy.
Yeah, it is nice to be happy. So I enjoyed it for the moment. And when it ran its course, I was okay with that too. Practice detachment when it comes to dating in general. Practice detachment when it comes to everything on the bridge of incidents. Learn how to make it about you, Shelby, and everyone. Make it about you. This is about you. What do you want to do, Shelby?
Okay, that is music to my ears. Like, this is the class I think I've been needing for the last 6 months. Like, this is amazing. Thank you.
Yay! Even if we started 25 minutes late, we did it.
Wait, look, I made it to the point that I needed to hear. I made it to the most important, because this whole entire time I'm like, yes, check mark, check mark. These are all the questions that I've been having through my whole entire membership.
It is about doing what you feel to do, being true to yourself, living in alignment with your values, saying no to the things that are not for you, saying yes to the things that you feel are for you today, and trusting that what is for you today is all adding up to you getting what you want, what you desire, what you are aligned to in the long run. I learned so much from the month or two that I went on a few dates with this guy. He was in town for a week. So we went on a few dates the week that he was in town, and then he left, and we kept in touch because he was moving back to Austin. I learned so much about myself, about men, about what I wanted, about what I was available for. I had the opportunity to learn a little bit more about myself and my behavior and my self-concept when I had dated SP in the past. I learned so much because I was allowing myself to just be present and be while I was seeing that guy and talking to that guy. And the day that I knew that it was no longer aligned for me, I trusted that too. It was a couple of months later, and he had moved, and he had asked me to go out, and I had said yes, and I all day long felt anxious, had a splitting headache, like everything in my body was rejecting this. I knew it was done. I knew I didn't want to go on that date. I knew it wasn't aligned for me. I knew he wasn't aligned for me. I knew that we were concluded. SP was not in my life at the time. My man and I were not talking regularly at that time. We were not seeing each other again. I was not trying to manifest him. I still knew I loved him, and I still knew that, I kind of have a sneaking suspicion that it's going to end up being him in the long run. But now I'm even clearer on the relationship that I want. And what I do know for sure is that this motherfucker is not it. Now, he did nothing wrong, but it ran its course. It was done. And so I canceled the date, and that was it. Just canceled the date, and I never saw him again, and we stopped talking, and that was it. But I had a lot of fun when I did go out with him. He was a chapter. He was a moment. He was a season of my life where I had fun. I allowed myself to be spoiled. I allowed myself to be complimented. I allowed myself to be taken out and wined and dined and all the stuff and all the things. I was present. I was in my feminine energy. I was learning about my self-concept. I was dissecting everything that was coming in because that's just the way that I operate. And I was reflecting and I was learning and I was healing and I was growing and I was going, man, I am so ready for this motherfucking relationship, but it's not him. It's not him anymore. It was him for a day. It was him for a moment. It was he and I were aligned and it felt right for a while, but it's not right anymore. So I canceled the date and we stopped talking and the rest is history. So trust yourself, Shelby. If right now it's what you want to do, it's what feels aligned for you, you don't have to play games with your manifestation to make something happen. There was a chapter of my life for business and money. There was a season of my life where racking up a lot of credit card debt was absolutely the vibe for me. It was the vibe. I was making investments. I was making investments in my business. I was making investments in my personal growth. I was making investments in my happiness. And then there was a season of my life. I'm in a season of my life now where I'm largely unavailable for credit card debt. So paying off credit card debt is a huge focus of where my money is going. Your priorities shift, your priorities change, what you're aligned to shifts and changes. There was a season of my life where I was really into Muay Thai and I was really into playing, softball. And I'm in a season of my life now where I kind of don't want to be around a lot of people. And I really just want to walk on the treadmill and lift some weights. And I want to do artsy things. And I want to take care of my plants and my animals. And I want to be mostly alone. Allow yourself to grow and shift and change. You get to treat your life with more curiosity. Nothing is like set in stone. Everything is a blip. So treat dating the way you treat money, the way you treat hobbies, the way you treat health and fitness with the same energy of curiosity. And I'm in it for the plot and I'm in it for what feels aligned for me right now. And I know what I want in the long run. And I know that it's all adding up. And right now, this makes the most sense to me today. You don't owe as many apologies and exclamations as you think you do. Sheena, I'm finding it hard to detach from money manifestation and career change since my escrow went up. Going to have to watch that again. Yes, watch it again. So money manifestation and career change and home ownership and all the stuff and all the things and having all the responsibilities like bills to pay and food to buy and all of that. Money can be a little bit challenging when it's because why it's attached to livelihood, right? I've had this conversation with quite a few people. Especially in Silver Q&A, where we have quite a few job and career manifestors. So, Sheena, in addition to the work that we've talked about in this class, where we're diving a little bit deeper into the self-concept aspect of it and really anchoring into more feelings of trust and this or something better and everything is working out for me and all of that, I want you also to practice intentionally cultivating and sitting in feelings of gratitude for money. We should do a money manifestation masterclass. That needs to go on the list for sometime soon. I think that would be really valuable for a lot of people. And I love talking about money. Start practicing anchoring into feelings of gratitude for money now. Every time you swipe your debit card, you pay a bill, you receive some money, use that as like your trigger to be like, fuck yeah, thank you, universe, amazing, awesome, and really use it as an opportunity and as a reminder to express gratitude for the money that you have now. Starting to develop and shift your mindset around money and starting to align to more overflow, not just enough to pay the bills, not just enough to survive, but more than enough money for funsies, money for trips, money for travel, money for emergencies, money for whatever. We want to be feeling into the end state of having that be our reality, right? And that starts with being able to express a lot of gratitude for what we're able to take care of now instead of focusing on what we don't have the money for. That was the first exercise that I started really doing and applying, in addition to working what I teach you in Metamorphosis to look at my money mindset and look at my fears, look at my beliefs, look at the story I'm telling myself about money, doing that inner work and starting to really change my thought processes from the get-go. Gratitude around the money that you have now and starting to really, really, really feel it and working on monitoring your self-talk around money day to day to day to day Focus on those two things day to day to day, work the metamorphosis program. Again, some of the journaling prompts at least, when it comes to your money mindset, and start really setting money goals for yourself. Be clear on what it is that you want. So money goals, with money goals, you can either set a number goal, right? You can set a number goal, which works really well for some people. They can really get their energy behind it. Or you can set like a lifestyle goal, the car you want to get, the lifestyle you want to have. That can be something that you can really get your energy behind. And then it's not a specific focus on an amount of money, which can be pressure for some people. And it's more fun too, because then you can get into the vibe of, okay, what would it feel like for me to have this car? What would it feel like for me to have, you know, this experience with money, and to wake up and go through my ideal morning where I don't have to worry about money because everything is just taken care of. Find something with your money manifestation goal that you really, really genuinely connect with, that gets you excited, that has you feeling really vibey with it, and start connecting more with that every single day. Monitor your self-talk, work the metamorphosis course, gratitude, pick a fun goal. And I think those things, Sheena, will be great for getting you started, and then rewatch this class and adopt the mentality of detachment, and you'll be good. Also, Shelby again. How do I detach from the hustle, hustle, hustle mentality? I love your questions. Like, I have to work hard to get what I want versus sit back and relax. It's coming to me. You most likely have a belief that I have to trade time for money, or I have to earn what it is that I get, and I am not worthy and deserving of what it is that I desire unless I work a certain amount for it, and unless I earn it. I definitely had some of this. I definitely had some of this where I felt really,
Bingo. I did not think about it that way. I do. I feel like I have to trade time for money.
you feel like you have to trade time for money, or at least a certain amount of effort to earn what it is that you want. And if that were actually true, my mentor used this example. If that were actually true, then farmers and the people who work the most and work the hardest would make the most amount of money. And we all know that that's not true. So we have proof right there that there are other paradigms and other realities that we can choose with money and with getting what we want. So play around with that, Shelby, a little bit, and call that belief out, because it's complete and total bullshit, and you can choose something new. So choose a more empowering belief, choose a more empowering idea, choose a more empowering identity, and start feeling into and playing around with your feminine energy a little bit more, and getting what you want just because you want it, just because you are inherently worthy, just because you are, not because you did something to get it. It doesn't have to be transactional. Manifestation is not necessarily transactional. We get what we're aligned to. So what would it look like for you to be aligned to what you desire, just because you're worthy of it, and just because you're enough now, not because you did something to earn it? Because as long as you hold on to that one, you're going to be having to earn stuff for the rest of forever. If we're in detachment, how do we know when to take aligned actions? Like, if we know it's already done and not focused on it, so we never really take action. Example, haven't heard back from a job, but knowing it's done and it's yours, or something even better. So not really feeling the urge to reach out, follow up, even though that's what you're supposed to do. Your aligned action is not something that you're supposed to do. It's not something that you have to think about. Aligned action, Megan, is really something that comes up that you feel nudged to do, that feels right in the moment. It feels right in the moment. Aligned action is not something that you need to plan. It's not a chess match. It's not waking up today and going, okay, what's my aligned action going to be? Because aligned action tends to come from your gut. It tends to come from something that you feel to do. It's not something that you're supposed to do. It's not boxes you need to check in order to then earn your manifestation. So when you're in detachment, when you're practicing detachment, that means you're not worried about the actions that you do feel to take as well. Again, like I said a couple of minutes ago, we're in it for the plot. So I've used this example before a couple of times. I think I've talked to my Thursday crew about this. At one point, I felt to text my man while we were in separation. I did. I felt to text my man. Don't know why. It fucking came up felt like it. I fucking felt like it. Okay. That's all it was. And I really like sat with it for a minute and I was like, where did that urge come from? Am I feeling in lack? Am I feeling attached? Am I feeling anything? And then I was like, no, I'm really just like I feel to do this. Like, I feel like this makes the most sense to me. And so I'm not attached to it. I'm okay with whatever he says. I'm okay with whatever the outcome is of this because I'm like, this is about me. This is about me. This is for me. This is what I feel to do right now. And so I sent the text message and the rest is history. With my business, aligned action like totally comes, the deeper I am in detachment, the more fun I have with my action because I'm just living. I'm like a Disney princess who's just fucking living their life. I'm in gratitude, I'm vibing, I'm listening to my music, I'm enjoying my books on time. I'm really into Audible right now, books on tape. I am taking care of my plants, I'm replanting all of my new babies, I'm playing with my dogs, I'm training my Rottweiler, I'm going to the gym, I'm working my business, I'm showing up for the stuff that I know to do, that I feel to do, that makes the most sense. I am taking care of my clients, I'm serving my clients, I'm honoring my body, I'm showing up and being present in my relationship. I'm like juggling my shit like the Disney princess that I am, like the main character that I am, right? And something comes in and goes, what if we did this for business? What if we did this? What if we did that? What if you did this for your man? What if you surprised him with this? Or what if you sent him this text message and said this thing to him just to brighten his day a little bit? What if? Is there any attachment here? Where is this coming from? Is there any lack here? Am I trying to force this? Am I trying to strategize? Am I trying to manipulate? Am I trying to create a specific outcome? If what I think is going to happen doesn't happen, is it going to completely crash my world? Is this thing controlling my state? Is anything about me dependent on the outcome of this action? If the answer is no to any of that, which I'm very quick at being able to determine whether it's no or not, I go forth and conquer. And if anything is yes, maybe it's something that comes up that's coming from anxiety. I usually give myself pause. I give myself some time to kind of re-regulate and get grounded again and give myself an opportunity to sit with it. And then I'm, it's going to come up again. If it's an aligned action, the nudge is going to come back again. But I don't do anything that I think I'm supposed to do. Supposed to doesn't exist in my vocabulary anymore. It used to exist in my vocabulary, should and supposed to, and I need to, and I have to. All of that was stemming from lack and me not in end state. Find end state. When you're chilling, when you're vibing, trust yourself, Megan. Trust yourself. You're not avoiding anything. We're not avoiding taking action. We're not ignoring the nudges to reach out to jobs or apply to jobs or go on dates or pay off that credit card. We're not ignoring nudges. We're not ignoring anything and hiding from our journey, but we're also not looking and seeking action and stuff to do just to fill space either. Nicole, I feel like I'm getting there lately. I've been focusing less on SP and more on myself, but then I'll have moments where I get afraid of the future. Future anxiety is absolutely, totally a real thing. And I actually have it in my notes to talk about that, Nicole. So thank you so much for bringing that out. Where is my note about future anxiety? Fear of uncertainty and future-focused anxiety. Here are some things that you can do when you have moments where you get worried about the future. Come back to the present moment. Grounding exercises, activities, things that make you feel really good and feel really present and grounded. I know you like to do paint by numbers and shopping and hot girl walks and stuff like that. So really try to bring your energy and attention back to the present, because the future hasn't happened yet. We're creating the future. So let the future be. Let the future be what it's going to be. And do some I am affirmations. Like, I trust whatever's coming my way. I can handle anything that comes my way. I am confident. I am powerful. What I'm aligned to can't miss me. Practice letting go in small ways. This is a really good one. So if your future focused anxiety causes you to check SB's Snapchat score a lot, or check their social media a lot, or you have any like pacifier actions, things that you kind of do to like self-soothe and like seek connection with your manifestation, just to kind of, like check in. Practice letting go in small ways. Like if you are someone who checks SPs, IG on the hour, every hour, like don't do that. Like give yourself permission to do it once a day or once in the morning and once at night, but not during the day. Start setting little boundaries with yourself, and practice letting go of your worry about the future in teeny tiny little ways that feel manageable to you. Already said affirm for trusting yourself in the process, heavy on the trusting in the process, please. And remind yourself, I love this, a success journal for your manifestation. Remind yourself of all the times you let go and didn't micromanage and didn't control, and it worked out anyway. All the times when you were worried about the future, worried about what was going to happen, worried about a night out with your friend, and it all worked out anyway. Worried about anything, any of that future focused anxiety when you felt really, really attached to things and really were like getting yourself all angsty and apoplectic about what was going to happen next, and things worked out anyway. Make a success journal, make a list, and like every time you start to worry about the future, go back to that list and challenge yourself to maybe come up with one more and add to that list and expand it. And my personal favorite, when I start worrying about the future, I go, worrying about the future is going to make the lines on my forehead even deeper, and I'm too pretty for that, and I don't feel like paying for Botox on my forehead right now. So that seems a whole lot like it's not my problem. I will cross that bridge when I come to it. I'm too pretty for this is my favorite. It's my favorite affirmation. I'm too pretty to worry about this. This is not my problem. It's not my problem. It's helped me really, really lean back in my feminine energy about a lot of things, a lot. Not my problem to worry about, not my thing. That is the universe's thing to worry about. That is my man's thing to worry about. That is the algorithm's thing to worry about. That is not my problem. My problem is my state. My problem is showing up and taking the nudges, following the nudges, trusting the aligned action. That is my job. My job is not needlessly worrying about things that haven't happened yet, that haven't played out yet, that haven't unfolded yet. I really trust myself to be prepared for anything. In addition to adopting this I'm detached mentality, also adopt this I'm prepared mentality. You have survived 100% of your bad days thus far in your life. You can handle it. You can handle that unexpected bill. You can handle that text from SP. You can handle that rejection, possibly that comes along, not rejection, redirection. You can handle anything that unfolds on the bridge of incidents. You can handle it. Start allowing yourself to have fun with the process and don't worry so much about stuff that you don't know is happening yet. This whole, I'll cross this bridge when I come to it, and I have all the tools that I need to get across that bridge, and what's going to stop me? Nothing. Adopt the mentality, you'll be okay. Jaren, I know you've said you can't not get what you want. It's inevitable. You don't get what you want, you get what you're aligned to. But I'm in a cycle of exhaustion. I start trying to practice and then I get tripped up because I start feeling angrier and more upset that SP isn't breaking no contact, so feel burnt out. So I take a step back and relax. No homework timeout. We love your no homework timeouts. I love telling you to do nothing because it always works. And then I start practicing again, and then the tension and frustration builds again, not having the communication, and so take the break. But this pattern is exhausting, and given how long this is taking, I don't know if I have the endurance. So stop completely. Stop coming back to practicing. You don't have to practice. You've done enough. We're not getting what we want. We're getting what we're aligned to. Stop trying to force it. Stop trying to do things to make it happen. You are enough, Jaren. The second you are able to look in a mirror and go, I'm enough, and I don't need that motherfucker to text me to prove that I am enough, I'm going to start living my life for the fucking plot and having fun and enjoying it and trusting this completely. I am done. I surrender. Allow yourself to go there. You have a beautiful work ethic. It is something that is incredible about you. You have an amazing work ethic. You are never going to be afraid to do what it takes to create a result. but we are not getting what we want. We are getting what we're aligned to, and being in the energy of it's already done. It's already mine. It's inevitable because I said so, because I'm locked in, because I'm aligned to it. I feel like it's mine now. Allow yourself to go into end state and allow that to be enough. You don't have to put in all of this work to make SP text you. Let it be enough. You saw him when you did nothing for like a week and a half or 2 weeks. And then we got triggered and we went back into doing mode. Burnout is not the way to create what it is that we want. Step back, do less, do nothing. Challenge yourself to just be. Challenge yourself to just be. You've done enough. You've observed the mindset stuff. You've looked at the limiting beliefs. You have rewritten the limiting beliefs. You have rewritten and adopted a brand new self-concept. You are working in therapy. You've worked with me. You continue to work with me. You ask great questions. You do everything. You are good. It's time for you to trust and allow yourself to fly off the cliff into detachment and let everything that you are be enough. You do not have to earn this man texting you. You are enough. You do not need endurance to see your manifestation through. No relationship and no man and no goal is ultimately worth that. So we need to close the gap between where you are now, which is waiting for the big payoff. Your work is going to be closing that gap and feeling like it's paid off already, because you're doing this for you and you're enjoying your life for you, and you're not doing this to earn SP finally coming in the version that you desire, SP finally coming in and choosing you in the 3D. Can you find the feelings of it already being yours now? And can you just vibe with that and leave the rest? Sheena, yes, Sheena, thank you. I'm excited again. Yes, Sheena, money manifesting is so fun. Find a goal that you are excited about. Everyone find a goal that you're excited about. Bill, I manifested 10K a couple months ago on a time crunch. Fuck yeah. Yay, Bill. Awesome. Had no idea the morning of the 31st how it would happen. And then I got inspired, direction, thought, and voila. By the end of the day, it was done. And that is how we do it. And when you get good at it and when you start to have a lot of fun with it, the only thing I want to say is you have the power and ability to do that all the time. And when I realized that I didn't need to like hit rock bottom or stress myself out in order to be a match for what it was that I wanted, and I started playing with that, that was when I started manifesting more consistent, steady income. So play around with that. Play around with that. Inspired action comes from the wildest places when you're not looking for it and when you've probably exhausted all the options and you don't know what to do anymore. When you anchor back into detachment and faith, magic fucking happens. Just a comment on SP from Sheena. When I was at the point that I didn't care about the outcome, I also reached out to him because it was an aligned action for me. I was starting to be happy being single. It resulted in a conversation that was very healing, and now I'm completely happy being single. And when I feel aligned to dating again, I know I will find someone amazing. Perfect. I have a sword tattoo on my back, and I always go, that isn't very sword spine tattoo of me, is it? When I'm worrying or overthinking or indecisive. Nick, I love it. So my first tattoo was a dagger. I have a dagger tattooed on my lower back. That's so fun. I love that. So yesterday when I was texting with my man and I was feeling some type of way, I was like, I don't understand why I feel frozen right now. I was like, this is not very big hoop energy of me. Where's my big hoop energy? And he was laughing at me, and he's like, this, well, what did he say? He was like, this hill, this view may seem overwhelming right now, but on the other side of this hill is your big hoop energy. You just need to keep going. And guess who's back in her big hoop energy today? Big hoop energy. I'm too pretty for this. This is little hoop energy. This is not big hoop energy. This is not very sword spine tattoo of me. I love it. Find something that you can connect with that's like a fun little reminder for you to like snap out of it a little bit. Something that reminds you you're a badass. Maybe it's like you've overcome something in your life, like you fought a battle, you survived something intense, your worst day that you decided to keep going, that moment where you just remind yourself that you're a fucking badass and that you really truly can handle anything that comes your way. You did that, anchor back into that shit, because no SP is more powerful than that. No bill, no money, no bill in the mail, no, is bigger than that, is more powerful than you. So find something that you connect with that kind of makes you smile, reminds you you're a badass, and it seems silly, but it really does help. That's my beer pong rule. I'm too pretty for that rule. Yeah, I'm too pretty for that. Definitely have been noticing I've been having more fun with the process lately. Love it. I detach, then get movement, then find myself reattaching. That is so common. That is so common, Kim. It really, truly does happen. I noticed that a lot for me initially when we first, with my man, we'll talk about SQ manifesting. So when we broke up the second time and we went into our a little bit longer separation, when we were back and forth in the beginning, I would always manifest a text when I noticed that I was detached and wasn't thinking about it much anymore. That's when the text would come in. And then I would notice that I would get reattached. I would very much get sucked back into, oh yeah, I got my text message. Now I'm gonna do all the things. And it's almost like I would completely forget that we get what we're aligned to, and detachment and feeling are the secrets to manifestation, and your state is your only job. And I would like completely forget myself because this beautiful man, beautiful, amazing, sexy, incredible man is texting me. And so I would completely forget who the fuck I am and that I'm the main character, and I would grip on really, really tightly. And so we were in and out a lot until I finally was just like, nope, again, we are too pretty for this. I don't have time for this. This is about me. And it became like, I made it my goal. I made it my job to learn how to manage my state separate from my circumstances. I got good at it because I decided that it was going to be who I was. So to stop that getting attached again, do the homework that I'm going to give you, rewatch this class over and over and over again. I don't know where I'm going to post the recording, but it is being recorded. So we'll do it this week. We'll make sure it's out there. And really choose to adopt this mentality that SP, money, does not get to control your state. You are abundant. You are loved. You are chosen. You are enough. You are a badass. You are the operant power in your reality. You are the entire point. You are on the pedestal. The pedestal is yours. The pedestal and all the other pedestals, they're all yours. It's all up to you. Remember who you are. So when you notice that you're starting to get attached again, put the phone down, take a step back, remember who the fuck you are, and hit the reset button, and remember the bigger picture of what it is that you are manifesting. Taya, I've been manifesting graduating from my school program. Yay! Family and friends keep randomly telling me to apply and hurry up, but I don't have the money yet. Should I keep going as I am or refocus on manifesting the money? This is perfect for you. Remember how I said you can focus on the money, or you can focus on the bigger goal and choose to trust that the money is going to show up for you. It's whatever goal you can get your energy behind, whatever makes you happy. You don't have to manifest the money first in order to do grad school. You can, or your school program, you can focus on your goal of getting into this program, going to school, graduating from school. Find a visualization maybe of you graduating that you connect with, or maybe getting an acceptance letter that you connect with, or sitting in class, working, doing your homework, telling people about the grades that you're getting, whatever it is that you can get your energy behind. If none of that is like connecting for you, is doing it for you, but you can get your energy behind an amount of money, then go with the money. But my gut is kind of telling you to lean more towards focus on school, focus on the goal, and trust the money to show up. Money gets to show up to support you. And there are lots and lots and lots of ways that money can show up to support you with school: refund checks, scholarships, grants, gifts, lots and lots and lots of ways for money to show up to support you with school. So back the goal that you can get your energy behind, that you feel excited about, and go forth and conquer, and keep me posted on any questions, because I don't want to give any more specifics because I don't know what your goal is going to end up being. So we'll work on it through the Q&A thread. I have a sneaking suspicion you're going to focus on the school program and want to trust the money to show up, and that's okay. But if you decide on manifesting a specific sum of money, we can do that too. I think I have trouble detaching from money in general, so it's strange to just let it be. So it may be a really good exercise for you to focus on the school goal and play around with what it would feel like to allow money to support you in pursuing what it is that you want. When we get really caught up in money as a resource, I have to manifest the money in order to pay for the stuff and the things, and I have to do this, and I have to do things in a very structured and rigid way. It can sometimes inadvertently be us projecting rules onto how our manifestations come about. That's why I'm with money manifesting. I've stopped really telling people you got to do a certain amount of money. I can do certain amounts of money and I have fun doing that, but that was a season of my life as well. What feels much more flowy in my relationship with money now is focusing on the big picture goal. I have like a vague number in mind of like clients I want to sign every month, or the numbers I want to hit every month, but it's more like I'll pick a range of numbers that I want to call in every month. And then to get my energy, but I don't get connected to the numbers anymore. What gets me connected to the manifestation is me going, oh my God, all the food I'm going to be able to buy with that. Oh my God, the credit card I'm going to be able to pay on. Oh my God, my credit score, the savings account. It is so sexy and hot to see money growing in the bank account. This lifestyle is amazing. I can get my energy behind this. I can get my energy behind a new area rug. I can get my energy behind a new plant that's been on my wish list for a while. I can get my energy behind school, or behind a hobby that I've been wanting to try, or a class I've been wanting to take. It's going to be so much fun for me to sign up for that class that I want to take. It's going to be so much fun for me to be telling my friends and my family that I got an A in this class. I'm going to be so excited to look at all the opportunities that are opened up because I'm in this school program now. How can this, of course this is for me. There's no way this is not for me. Absolutely, this is for me. And when you're able to really connect into the school program and you let yourself get excited for that, money is going to respond to you being connected to your goal. Money is going to respond to you aligning to your goal. Everything is going to align to support you, and that is going to include money. Money is not an exception. Money and SP are not exceptions to manifestation principles, but we put a lot of pressure on money and SP because there tends to be more emotion involved. There also tends to be more wounding involved. Sometimes and oftentimes more trauma involved, and all of that is okay, but it's just worth looking at and healing, and kind of again anchoring back into this detached self-concept, reminding yourself that nothing is more powerful than you, and money and SP are not more powerful than you, and they're not the exception. Money is not the exception. So if you really resonate with this school program and it's something that you want to go deeper, you want to go all in, but worrying about the money is your hang up versus the desire. It sounds like the desire is school. The money is not the desire. The money is a part of you getting your desire. So don't do what you think you should. Do what your desire is guiding you to do, and anchor into that end state and trust the aligned action that will come up for you, because money really, really, really does find a way. Okay. Detachment is no longer just a practice. Detachment is now a part of your self-concept coming out of this class. We are all detached individuals. We are individuals who trust ourselves. We trust the process. We trust manifestation. Our circumstances are not controlling our state. We are capable of calling whatever it is that we desire. We trust that we are getting what we are aligned to and that it cannot miss us. We are going to be selfish. We are going to be self-centered. We are going to start having way more fun with the process. We're going to start showing up for life and our work and all of it. For the plot, we're going to be trusting our aligned action, moving with speed, because aligned action, move. Universe responds and reacts and loves speed. I get the best results. You will get the best results by trusting the aligned action and taking that aligned action. Bill saw it happen with 10K. We see it happen with text messages all the time. We see it with money. I see it in business. I see it in every area of my life all the fucking time. When I am trying to force myself to find the action to take, and I am feeling frustrated and burned out and aggravated and irritated and like this, and I'm really in my masculine energy about it. That's a really good sign that my shit is not aligned. So I step back and I manage my state and I find my alignment first, and I get back into detachment and having fun. And I allow the answer to come to me because it will. You'll know what to do. You'll know what scholarships to apply for. If we're talking about Taya, you will know who to reach out to. If you are manifesting clients, you will know what content to create. If you are a content creator, you will know what jobs to apply for. You will know what follow-up emails to say and send. You will know what text messages to send. You will know what places to go. Trust your aligned action. Trust your aligned action, but your state informs your action, not the other way around. So try not to like pretend or strategize or any of that to try to help you find your state. Find your state, let your action come up from there. Detachment is an identity, not just a practice. We practice detachment when we have moments of being obsessed, when we have moments of being triggered. That is when we go, oh, I got to practice my detachment skills that we learned in the art of detachment. But we want to remember, coming out of this class, be adopting an overall vibe of detachment in all areas of our life, because it's going to serve you in the long run, and it's going to make your triggers less. It's going to make them less frequent, less intense, because you'll be hashtag unbothered. That'll be your resting state. So that's all I have for you guys. Next month's masterclass for November, I do not have it planned yet. I'm taking requests for next month's masterclass. So in the monthly masterclass thread inside the community, there is a pinned post that says masterclass requests. I'm going to post lots and lots of reminders over the next couple of weeks. Drop your requests for masterclass. What do you want to talk more about? If you want another detachment masterclass, we can come back on and we can talk more about detachment. If you want money, we can talk about money. If you want confidence, we can talk about confidence. If you want techniques, we can talk about techniques. If you want goal setting, we can talk about goal setting. If you want health and fitness again, we can do that. It's up to you guys. These monthly master classes, I started doing these because I want the community and I want the membership to be something that grows and evolves and matches where y'all are at and what y'all are needing to support you on your journey. So take advantage of that, and please do not be afraid to ask for what you need. Ask for trainings on what it is that you need, because I want to make sure that you are getting what you need while our paths are aligned for us to work together. So post the monthly masterclass requests. Let me know what you want to see in the coming months, and we will plan the schedule accordingly. And on that note, I'm out. I love you all so much. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for asking such great questions. Thank you for your patience while we worked through the tech issues. Thank you for being amazing. And I will see you all soon.